Ambedkar didn't simply choose Buddhism. He first carefully examined and then respectfully rejected everything else. He took a look at Christianity, at Sikhism, at Islam. He was drawn to Islam and the idea of solidarity with other people who were often also on the margins within India. Christianity, he was drawn to some of the ideas of equality that he found in the scriptures, but worried that joining that colonial faith might politically pacify the Dalits who followed him and converted with him. He was drawn to some traditions within Hinduism and the idea of reform, but became disillusioned with the pace and the commitment of more liberal Hindus to rejecting caste and the scriptures that reinforced the ideas of caste. It became clear to many people that he was likely then to convert to Sikhism. He spoke highly of the Sikh faith, of the principles he found within it of equality, and remained his whole life deeply reverentially respectful of Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, and what he did. And as he wondered whether Sikhism was right, he realized that actually it wasn't so much that he was drawn to convert as he was inspired by what Guru Nanak did in the founding of Sikhism, to take a world of conflict and a world of discrimination and to found a new religious tradition, a new social justice movement that had religious elements to it. And he saw that what he wanted to do was to replicate what Sikhism did in its early days rather than become a Sikh. And so his search for a new religion stopped at that point, and instead it was a search to find a way to recast Buddhism in the way that Guru Nanak recast the worldviews of those around him in his day. And so the Navayana project, the new vehicle project, became one of finding a way to have his hope for a rational, humanistic, religious tradition that wasn't about superstition and metaphysics, that wanted equality and solidarity and everybody together, and find a way to make sure Buddhism was exactly that. What Ambedkar saw then as he travelled around and spoke to Buddhists and went abroad to speak to Buddhists in Buddhist majority countries was so much that he admired, and yet an emphasis on the personal journey to inner liberation. That nirvana was about what happened at the end of your life and the hope that one day you might be free of the cycle of rebirth. And he wasn't interested in that. He saw no evidence for this kind of metaphysical reincarnation. And he saw as a more pressing issue the suffering amongst his people who were treated with such prejudice. So he wanted a Buddhism which was about the solution to suffering in this world, rather than waiting for some next world. That's exactly what Navayana Buddhism aims to do. If Ambedkar is right, then most Buddhism traditions have got it wrong. And that's a radical thing to say to hundreds of millions of people. So the problem here is, did Ambedkar save Buddhism for the future, or did he break it in what he did to make this new form? That's what we'll look at in the next video.